What's up guys, Matt back again with another video, and today we're going to be going over my Dragon Ball collection as of October 2023. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey. Now as you guys can see here, this is my entire collection that you have in front of you. I order my collection in order of sagas as best as I can. So I'll go through each individual shelf, talk about some of the shelves that are outside of my main display here and what I have in there. I'll also be discussing just a few of the different figures that are on these shelves, so that way you get an idea of what these are. I've reviewed every single figure that I have displayed in this collection, so if you want to see a review for it, just let me know down in the comments section below, and I will link you to the video so that way you get a full in-depth review of that figure, my thoughts on it, comparisons, all of that good stuff. The shelves that I have are also linked in the description below. I get them off of Target, so if you're interested in getting these shelves, I really like them. I think they're the best way to display ICHIBAN Kuji figures. You can check that out as well. But yeah, speaking of ICHIBAN Kuji, my collection is pretty much all ICHIBAN Kuji figures. I have some manga and other little smaller ICHIBAN Kuji prizes and cool little things that I've picked up over the years, which I will show off. I didn't record my movie and home video collection for Dragon Ball. It's in a different room. It's out in the living room. I just didn't have time to film that, and I wanted to get this out to you guys as soon as possible so you can see, how my collection's going on. So just a little bit of background. I started collecting in late 2018. I didn't really know much about Dragon Ball figures. I started watching the DBZ Collector on YouTube. Wanted to get into content creation myself, so as I collected, I was showing off my collection and learning more and more about it until eventually my channel basically became a dedicated ICHIBAN Kuji channel. So I really love this hobby. I'm really trying to grow the community, so if you guys are interested in joining that, please become a member. Hop into our Discord server. There's a lot of cool people there. We're growing. We got 50 members and counting. But yeah, let's talk a bit about this. So let's start with my first shelf here, which is the OG Dragon Ball shelf. Now, my goal for this is to eventually branch it out into different sagas that are in the original Dragon Ball, when Goku is primarily a child throughout most of that saga, or that series, rather. But right now, there aren't enough Dragon Ball figures for me to really dedicate multiple shelves to it, so I think it works best as just one shelf right now. But it's basically taken up by two ICHIBAN Kuji series or releases that have come out so far. So you have 2022's Mystical Adventure, which is the Kid Goku with the Power Pole, King Piccolo, the Pilaf Gang, and both of the Tao Pai Pai figures. And then you have the Fierce Men of the Turtle Hermit School, which is both of the Nimbus Gokus, Grandpa Gohan, Gyumao, aka the Ox King, and Master Roshi. So I really like this shelf. It really has a good flow to it, having Piccolo as the center, right behind Goku. And obviously, looking back at OG Dragon Ball, like, there's a lot of love and care put into this. It's a really cool looking shelf. I love a lot of these figures. The Goku Last One prize with his blue gi on the cloud might be my favorite amongst all these, but I also really love the Power Pole Goku, King Piccolo, and both of the Tao Pai Pai. So I'm really excited for the upcoming 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai set that's coming out in February. So that will definitely go on the shelf as soon as it comes out, so I'll have to reorganize it a little bit. But let's move on to my next shelf, which is the Saiyan Saga. Again, this is something that doesn't have... first and foremost, I don't have enough of the figures from this. I'm still missing two big sets that I would display here, which is the Super Decisive Battle of the World with Vegeta, Nappa, Kid Gohan. Obviously, I only have Kaioken Goku and Cyberman. And then there's the other set, which is Warriors Who Defend the Earth, which has the Goku Gohan combo from the Eye Catch 10. I think there's Krillin's not in that set, but I definitely need the Krillin from Strong Chains. There's a Piccolo, and I think there's a Yamcha in that set, and a Chaozu. So Definitely missing a lot here, but I think it's starting to look a little bit better. Before, it just had this Kaioken Goku, which is one of my favorite figures. Absolutely love this thing. But I recently got the Cyberman and the Dragon Ball Super superhero Shenron. So I definitely want Bandai to make more Shenron and Dragon figures, because nearly every single saga features some type of Eternal Dragon. So I think it would just show the collection, show that piece of the story a lot better for my collection. So that's basically what I'm trying to do, is show different parts of the story, different iconic moments, different outfits, different forms for these characters. So that's what I really would love to do with my collection. But let's move on to what I think is my best shelf, actually, as of right now, which is the Namek saga, aka the Namek and Ginu saga. So this is before their fight with Frieza begins. I have a separate shelf for that, but I think this looks so good right now. Again, it's mostly made up of 2 different Ichiban Kuji sets right now, which actually both came out this year. The first one being Dragon Ball EX Fear of Frieza, which is the Frieza, Kui, Dodoria, and Zarbon. And then the second Ichiban Kuji set that really takes up this shelf is the Ginyu Force, which is obviously the Ginyu Force, the Goku Ginyu, and Kaioken Goku. So absolutely love the way that this shelf is looking. Just having Frieza at the center with his strongest army forces right behind him just looks so good. The biggest thing that's missing from this shelf, in my opinion, is more of the heroes that are involved, and I guess anti-heroes with Vegeta. So I definitely would love to see Vegeta where he has his shoulder pads, but he doesn't have those like waist pads from his initial appearance. Basically how he looks at the start of the Namek saga. Having Gohan and Krillin up here would be great. I think there is a last one prize Gohan Krillin combo from Strong Chains that would fit very well on this shelf, but really we don't have like things like Goku and Vegeta, maybe Nail, other characters from this arc that I think would look really good on the shelf. So here's hoping that Bandai continues to make more characters from these arcs in Dragon Ball Z, so that way it can, just look a little more wholesome. We're missing those heroes, Let's move on to the Frieza shelf, which basically complements this shelf. Now, this one is starting to come together. I like having the Goku versus Frieza as a centerpiece here. There's the upcoming Omnibus Brave, which at the time of this recording just came out today in Japan. So there's the Super Saiyan Goku and the 100% full power Frieza that is in that set, and I would definitely put them on this shelf. But right now, this shelf is just one Ichiban Kuji set. I have the last one prize, Goku and Frieza, on here. I have the regular A prize on a separate shelf just because it's the same exact figure and just different colors. So they basically go on my like extras shelf. But you have them, both forms of Frieza from that set, and then Gohan and Krillin that are also from that set. But yeah, it's coming together. I would really love to see Bandai make more. Obviously, Vegeta with his armor at the end of the Namek Frieza saga. Maybe more Gokus, maybe when he does like Kaioken, and maybe different forms of Frieza. I like this final form Frieza, but I would like one that's maybe a little more dedicated to himself, rather than, something that strictly pairs with this Goku, because I think having him on his own without this Goku would look very weird. We also need Piccolo. Piccolo he's been getting a lot of figures, and I'm happy about it. I definitely want more. So, loving how this shelf is shaping out. Hopefully we'll get some more characters that we can add on here. Now, the Android shelf. This shelf was looking okay for a little bit before. Like my members in my Discord server would joke and be saying things like, I just had King Cold and Mecha Frieza on here. And they would say, oh, wow, they're like really menacing, just taking up that whole shelf by themselves. But I recently got Omnibus Ultra and the Fear of Android set to really fill this out. So right now, this set is taken up primarily by 3 different Ichiban Kuji sets. Obviously, there's Omnibus Great, which is the King Cold and Mecha Frieza. The Omnibus Ultra, which is the 2 Yardrat Gokus and the Super Saiyan Trunks. And then Dragon Ball EX Fear of Androids, which is all the Android figures. Now, I just recently got those Android figures, and they really fill out this shelf. We're still missing a lot of the heroes from this section of Dragon Ball Z, different iterations of Goku and Vegeta. There are some figures out there that I would love to put up here, like Maybe the Dragon Ball Memories Super Saiyan Vegeta, I think would go really well here. Just a lot of different options. But I'm loving how this one's shaping out. It really has filled up the shelf quickly. So if Bandai wants to continue, there's a lot of missing figures from the Android and Cell Saga that Bandai hasn't done for ICHIBAN Kuji. So I do want to see them continue to do variety. I know we have an upcoming anime which looks fantastic with Daima, but I do want to see, you know, Z, Dragon Ball, Super, GT as much as they can. Like, you know, Dragon Ball is just one of those franchises that sells so much merchandise. So and I will consume it. So please hit us up with that. But I absolutely love the shelf. I think King Cold and Dr. Garo, Android 20 are some of my favorites on this shelf. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can do more. Maybe some future Gohan stuff. That would be really cool. I would definitely plop him on here. But we'll see. We'll see what the future brings. Here's the other complementing shelf, which is the Cell Saga shelf. Cell Saga, I think there's a good separation there because the Cell Saga is a very focused saga on Cell and everyone facing him. Getting a lot of these armored Saiyan figures, right? Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Trunks in their grade 3 forms, and Super Saiyan Youth Gohan. I used the last one, Prize Android 16, from that Fear of Android self on here, because this is what he looks like during that part of Z. And then, of course, you have 4 different forms of Cell. So the Omnibus Super Cell, the Omnibus Great, and the Omnibus Ultra Cell. I also recently got the Dragon Ball Breakers Special Edition Imperfect Cell Shell. I recently reviewed that. It was gifted to me by a fan who also gifted me a couple of other figures, which was super generous of them. But this one's filling out. We still need that semi-perfect Cell. We need Super Vegeta. We need Teen Gohan. So many characters from the Cell Saga specifically, I think, are missing characters and forms. So I would love to see Bandai. I think the Android Saga is doing pretty solid with the Fear of Androids, but if Bandai can continue to do more Cell-focused stuff from that era of Dragon Ball Z, it would be absolutely perfect. So obviously, we're just missing a lot, but we're on our way. We're definitely on our way. But let's move on to the next shelf, which is something that I'm glad is starting to come together, which is the Buu Saga shelf. Now, originally, I did want to split this up into 2 different shelves, one focusing on the Great Saiyaman / Babidi Saga, and then the other one focusing on the Fusion / Majin Buu Saga. But we don't have enough yet, but we're starting to get there. You know, Bandai has recently released the Crash Battle for the Universe set, which is that Dabura, Kid Buu, Super Saiyan Goku, Great Saiyaman, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Omnibus Beast gave us those Gotenks figures. The Super Buu. Omnibus Ultra gave us this magnificent last one prize Fat Buu. And Omnibus Ultra also gave us another Majin Vegeta. There is a better Majin Vegeta that I reviewed a long time ago. I no longer have it at this time, which I plan on recollecting, which is the Majin Vegeta E-moving. It's him doing the final explosion attack, and you can switch out his heads and arms. I would put that probably on like a Buu Saga focus shelf, while putting this Omnibus Ultra Vegeta on a like Babidi focus shelf. So eventually, when I do expand my collection and add another shelf, I'll split up the Buu Saga like that. But hopefully Bandai will give us more figures, so that way I have the ability to split them up. But my favorite on this shelf is definitely the Super Spirit Bomb Super Saiyan Goku. That is definitely my new favorite Goku. Might even be my favorite figure in my entire collection. I know it's like very simple, but there's just so much about it that I love, and pictures and videos really don't do it justice. It's very affordable if you want to get it. It just came out, so check that one out. I have a review for that as well, but I'm really loving the Buu Saga shelf. The Buu Saga is my favorite part of all of Dragon Ball, so I'm hoping that we can get more of that. Now let's do a couple shelves here that are definitely missing some characters. There are plenty of figures out there to fill up some of these shelves more than others. But let's start with GT. So for GT, we have the Omnibus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Omnibus Super Omega Shenron. So we got them side by side here. I am really hoping to get the Greatest Saiyan ICHIBAN Kuji soon, so I can get the Superior Gogeta and move this Gogeta to a different shelf, and both Goku and Vegeta on there. The Golden Uzaru probably won't fit on the shelf just because he's too tall, so I'll have him elsewhere once I get him. But GT is lacking a lot of figures, man. I would love to see some Kid Goku, some Pan, some Trunks. some of the other supporting characters. Baby Vegeta, man. Where's Baby? I would love Bandai to do some Baby. GT is so underrepresented in the figure collecting community in general, so I would love to see that. I don't know if I'll ever have to split it up, just because we don't see a lot of GT stuff, but if Bandai ever decides to give us more GT stuff, I will be all for it and definitely start splitting up shelves and expanding from there, but hopefully that'll be a few years down the line. I don't want them to move too quickly, if you know what I'm saying, but Dragon Ball Super shelf, that is the next one here. Originally, this one was also split up into multiple shelves when I was in my previous display like last year. But now that I'm focusing primarily on Ichiban Kuji, there really aren't that many Dragon Ball Super Ichiban Kuji, and it's kind of upsetting. I recently got this Dragon Ball Memories Super Saiyan Goku, which is like a holy grail figure, and it's an amazing figure from a fan that got it for me. And then there's the history of the film Beerus, which is an okay figure. I think it could have been a lot worse, but it could have been a lot better. But yeah, there's so much missing. There's plenty of figures out there like Dragon Ball Memories for Goku and Vegeta, and then there's some Tournament of Power stuff, but it's mostly just Goku and Vegeta, and I would really hope that eventually Bandai starts doing other characters like Hit or Kefla or even Goku Black and Zamasu. We're certainly missing a lot of representation from Dragon Ball Super, but this is probably the one that I would love the most for Bandai to give us a lot more of outside of the movies, so that way I can, split this up into different arcs instead of just one for Dragon Ball Super. Speaking of the movies, the next shelf is my Dragon Ball Super Broly shelf. Very tiny. There's plenty of figures out there for Dragon Ball Super Broly, first and foremost. Lots of King Cluster Brolys. There's the Wrath Broly from History of Rivals. And there's plenty of Gogeta. and there's even a God Vegeta and a couple others. I would love a God Goku. We don't have a Master Lee's God Goku yet, which is insane. Like, so crazy that God Goku's not a Master Lee's yet. But right now, I think this shelf is looking okay, just having these three figures as a centerpiece. Both of these prizes are from Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball vs. Omnibus Super. This Goku Vegeta combo is very slept on. They come together as one figure, which is an awesome value. And they're pretty affordable, not that hard to find, and they look really good. But also the Super Saiyan Broly is incredible. He's mostly reusing the History of Rivals Wrath form Broly outside of his head, and I think they changed his arms a little bit, but he's just really great. Both of these sets are incredible, and I think they represent some of the best parts of that movie. That movie is probably my favorite Dragon Ball media ever. Like, I know Buu Saga is my favorite saga, but Dragon Ball Super Broly is probably my favorite Dragon Ball thing, like, of all time. So really excited to start filling this shelf out again in the future. But here's a shelf that's really starting to come together, and that is the Dragon Ball Super Superhero shelf. And the reason it's coming together is because Bandai's been hitting the ground running, man. They've been launching so many different figures for Dragon Ball Super Superhero. There's a multitude of different figures on here. Dragon Ball Super Superhero, the Ichiban Kuji set, which is the Ultimate Gohan, the base form Piccolo, Pan, Goku and Vegeta, and the Gammas. Then you have Omnibus Ultra, which is the Super Saiyan Gohan, the Potential Unleashed Piccolo, and then Omnibus Beast gave us Cell Max, who's in the back there, Orange Piccolo, the last one prize Beast Gohan, and Omnibus Great also gave us that base form Gohan with the cape and the glasses. So a lot of really cool figures coming from Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I really love that movie. It's my second favorite Dragon Ball movie of all time. And I love things like Orange Piccolo. There's some upcoming figures like the Omnibus Beast or Omnibus Brave, Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan. Both of those figures look absolutely incredible, and they're definitely going to go on this shelf. I'm going to have to definitely move some things around once they get here, but I am absolutely happy with how this one is shaping out. But I would prefer if Bandai maybe slows down a little bit on the superhero stuff. Now we're starting to get like multiple characters, like we're getting another Orange Piccolo, another Beast Gohan, and even though they look different, because, you know, one has battle damage and one doesn't, as opposed to their former Ichiban Kuji figures. But yeah, I just want a little bit more Dragon Ball Super stuff outside of the movies. So that was a big hope of mine. But speaking of movies, this is my dedicated Dragon Ball movie shelf. So I've added the Omnibus Great and the Omnibus Beast Gohan on here, and Piccolo, which obviously they are essentially duplicates of the ones that you just saw on the superhero shelf with minor differences. The Gohan is the A prize, and he's not doing the special beam cannon. And the Piccolo is just a variant of the Omnibus Ultra Potential Unleashed Piccolo. So I figured, hey, technically it's a movie, so I'll plop them on this shelf. But really, they're not the stars here. You got a lot of the history of the film stuff, plus the last one prize, Fear of Frieza, on here. I'm really hoping to pick up Back to the Film eventually, which will add a lot more, like the Gogeta and the two Super Saiyan Brolys onto this shelf. But it's starting to come together as well. There's a lot of Z movie stuff out there. If they do another dedicated Dragon Ball Z movie, Ichiban Kuji, then that'll definitely fill up this shelf at a pretty good capacity, depending on who they include in that. But the Z movies are really fun, and they give us great designs, like the Cooler and the Janemba and the Turles on this shelf. So I'm hoping that they do more of those. The Kamehameha Gohan Goten combo is freaking awesome, and definitely another pair of figures. That whole set, History of the Film, is just one of the best. Every figure in that set is pretty goated, so I highly recommend that, and I'm loving how this shelf is looking. And now let's just talk about these two back to back. Basically, all of my bottom shelves, so I have 3 bottom shelves, they're dedicated to Super Dragon Ball Heroes until I expand a little bit more and maybe reorganize my office / collection room. So it's just the Ichiban Kuji 4th mission, which I recently reviewed, which is the Super Saiyan 3 Rose, the Super Saiyan Warrior in Black, both Gogetas, and the Goku Vegeta combo. These are okay. I'm not super passionate about Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I sometimes will watch some of the episodes here and there, but I don't really take it very seriously. I don't really pay attention that much. I just try to look at, like, oh, look, new form, new represented character, which is basically what the show tries to do, because it's a promo anime. They're trying to promote the card game and make you want to buy stuff. So I think they come out great as like unique figures. There's the upcoming 5th mission, which will probably start filling these shelves up a bit. But yeah, there's so many different Super Dragon Ball Heroes figures. Did you know there's more Super Dragon Ball Heroes figures than there are of the Dragon Ball Super anime? It's kind of sad. So I would like to see Bandai do some crazy picks from this, though. Like, give me like Super Saiyan 4 Gohan or something like that. Something crazy. Those are fun, which I think the new Ichiban Kuji for 5th mission that's coming out in December really does. But these are starting to fill up pretty well, but eventually we'll see what they're doing. I don't have very strong thoughts on this as of right now. But the rest here is basically the rest of my collection out in a different corner of the room. Things like this magazine of superhero that I got from a friend, the different acrylic stands that I got within Ichiban Kuji. These are smaller prizes that come in Ichiban Kuji that I've started to really like. You saw the Blood of Saiyans Kaioken Goku that was gifted to me by my best friend for Christmas, I think last year, or maybe the year before. So I don't collect Crane figures, but it was a gift from a friend, so I'm obviously not going to get rid of it. And then my entire manga collection for Dragon Ball is here. So I have all of Dragon Ball, all of Dragon Ball Z, the Yamcha manga, the Jocko manga, and all of the current Dragon Ball Super manga, along with some other acrylic stands that have come with Ichiban Kuji. There's also the Dragon Archives, which come in the EX Dragon Ball Ichiban Kuji series. They're these little mini figures that basically replicate like different scenes and maybe some side characters from all of the Dragon Ball series, and I really love these. They're super, super cool. I love collecting these little things, and they come out so cute. They're very prone to QC issues, though. I had a Raditz with a wonky eye from Archives. I don't have it anymore, but I am collecting these alongside the Ichiban Kuji set, and I love the little acrylic. So hoping, excuse me, to get more of these as I keep collecting. You'll see other things here, like obviously I have my logo, my Matches Peaches logo here that I got on Etsy. I think I got this for like $30 or something. It was very affordable. I have a custom figure of myself that I had done. I think it cost me like maybe $100 when I did it. I don't remember. It was a while ago. And then other little prizes and knickknacks that I have, like the acrylic, is it acrylic or ceramic mask from Grandpa Gohan, the little lunchbox from the Ginyu Force set. I have some of the extra moving heads behind all this stuff too that I'm not using. And then like a cup from Japan when Superhero was in theaters, and a Red Scouter. But yeah, these are just kind of like little extra stuffs that are nice to display behind my other stuff. And then here's the A prize, Goku versus Frieza. Just so you know, I do have it. It's just on a different shelf. And of course, the Dragon Balls, which I've recently used to bring Brian back to life. So Brian, please do not explode again, so I don't have to summon Shenron again, because I'm still fixing my roof after summoning him. But guys, yeah, this is my collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely am excited to keep sharing what I'm collecting in the future. I would love to see your collections, guys. I'm planning on doing a really special video at the end of the year for my members, and I want to dedicate a lot of that to their collections. So if you do want to become a member, you know, I'll obviously put a little tag here at the end of the video, so that way you guys can learn more about that. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, please remember to like the video, comment your thoughts down below, and of course, share this with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget that we're doing a monthly giveaway. These are our prizes that we're doing this month for the giveaway, so make sure you become a YouTube member today, hop into the Discord server, and take part in our giveaway on this date. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.